So having to deal with, you know, the guilt that comes through with taking a life, it is almost unbearable. People say, you know, it was an accident and accidents happen, but it didn't feel like an accident. I knew I never meant to do what I did. I was completely responsible for what I did for no good reason. There was no good reason to be driving in the way I was driving. I really felt, like a killer, because it's not something you never think you're ever capable of. My driving was bad, to be honest with you. We would often race around and tear about and have a laugh, I suppose, as young lads will do. From such a young age, and, you know, driving fast on a regular basis, you know, it made me very confident in my ability to drive. I thought, yeah, you know, where I'd had no accidents, and I thought, you know, hindsight, I just got lucky, I suppose. And I just felt very impatient. I really had to get where I needed to go. It was quite normal behaviour for me to be overtaking a large, you know, group of cars at speed. Something I felt perfectly comfortable doing, and didn't really see it as much of a risk at all. I saw this car coming around the corner, so I applied my brakes and went to sort of steer towards the gap. And I wasn't slowing down. You know, it was raining, the roads were very wet. I was trying to steer over and slow the car. I even had to apply the rear handbrake. I was trying everything just to get my speed down and get into the back, but before I knew it, I'd locked up all my wheels. And I was now sliding towards this Honda Jazz. And I knew I was going to hit it, and now I was panicking and the adrenaline was rushing. Everything was extremely quiet. I couldn't hear anything, and I remember trying to gather my thoughts and try and process what had just happened. It all happened so fast. I could see the Honda Jazz up against a tree. You couldn't see in the car, all the airbags had gone off. It was just white inside there, you couldn't see the people. And I didn't know what to do, what to say, what to think. I knew I had to stop myself from being sick. All the guilt and everything I was feeling about causing the death of Mr. Richardson, you know, had me in such a bad way. I honestly thought I was going to feel that way forever, in that state of suicidal thoughts and serious sort of depression. Go into prison, but it never really done anything, obviously, for the guilt I feel for causing the death. I have that in a place in my mind. It's still just as fresh as it was back then, and I think that will be the way. I think the biggest thing for me was the image they had painted of me in their minds, as I'm sure I would have done too. I had to listen to about how the accident impacted their lives, the loss of their loved ones and that, which was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I was very fortunate to have my meeting with such reasonable, understanding people, forgiving people. I would have just seen some young boy racer who's tearing around and has killed my dad. You know, I'm very grateful for that. Look at what's happened to me, think about what's happened to me, and, you know, think about how easily it could happen to you. These smallest things, tiniest things that can change your life and other people's lives forever. I mean, the ripple effects are enormous. It's horrific. And to think it's only taken you seconds to do that. is shocking.